the Chinese react, DJI reacts by just canceling the app in the App Store, making my drone basically a brick with propellers on it. I want to talk to you all today about the DJI drone, what got me into photography in the first place and filmmaking, and why I'm no longer going to be investing in new drones. Hey everyone, Alexander back at you with another video. As I mentioned in my previous video, my C400 footage is looking pretty good in my opinion, and when I compare it next to my Mavic 2 Pro footage, it just doesn't look as good. So I was contemplating upgrading my drone, and I've been contemplating that for some time as I've had this drone now for nearly 5-6 years, and it's been an amazing drone. But having upgraded cameras since to the C70 and now the C400, the footage isn't holding up when I have it on the same timeline. So I was doing a little bit of research. I know there's a couple options I had: Mavic 3 Cinema Pro, the Mavic 3, the Mavic 4 Mini, several options. Me as a aspiring filmmaker, I was leaning more towards the Mavic 3 Cinema Pro, but that drone package is about $5,500, hefty purchase. My production small business does have FAA 107, so it makes sense to upgrade, and I was looking at pulling the trigger. However, last month, as of September 9th, 2024, the U.S. House of Representatives introduced a bill from a New York Congresswoman, Republican, and she proposed that the DJI company was collecting information on Americans, and it posed a national security risk. Proposed this ban to eliminate the sale of new drones here in the United States. Now, this ban wouldn't outlaw you from using your current or existing drone. It would only outlaw the sale of new drones in the United States. I was in the Army when they had a ban on the drone use over military bases. Obvious reasons: you don't want to fly a Chinese-made drone that's collecting detailed information on the layouts of US military installations. Makes sense, even though you can Google Maps every military installation usually. So I was a little confused by all that, but it does make sense. They don't just do drones for photography like people like me would use them. They have drones for surveillance that the police use, agricultural services, even the forestry department has these drones in their arsenal. And with that level of reach the Chinese have with that information that they can gather, US government deems it as a potential threat. And us as creatives are now, average people like me, are feeling the effects of these two nations having these tensions. Now we know there's growing tensions in the South China Sea. America has a large influence in the South China Sea, with Taiwan and the Philippines being close allies. Now, when I got started in photography and filmmaking, I had a Canon 70D and I had a Phantom 4 Pro. I went all out on the drone because I was super impressed with DJI products. I was also at the time considering a GoPro product, but I knew that wasn't going to be a wise investment. DJI seemed to have the cap in the market. They knew what was up. They knew how to build these things, how to market these things, and how to cater to everyone's needs, photography and film-wise. And the quality was there. So I invested in DJI, and I was just fascinated by the drone. It inspired me to learn and forced me to just get out and create. And now we're here forced with this reality of no longer being able to invest in new gear. So my thought process in all of this, if I was DJI, and I'm always trying to think of how the other person would think. If America proposed a ban and that ban went through the Senate and passed and new sales of DJI drones were outlawed, if I was DJI, I would simply just cancel services, cancel the app to all of the existing members. If I went out and bought a Mavic 3 Cinema Pro right now, spent $5,500 on it, say the Senate in a month or 2 or 3 months pass this proposal into law, the Chinese react, DJI reacts by just canceling the app in the App Store, making my drone basically a brick with propellers on it, I'm out $5,500. So for that reason, I'm not investing in any new gear until I can get a little bit more certainty on what is happening on the US government side of things, on the Senate, and then what DJI's response to the ban would be. And I'm pretty certain the ban will pass because tensions aren't getting any friendlier. If you're familiar with the situation, it's getting worse and worse by the day, and that's all over the world, really. So many hot spots, it's ridiculous. In the grand scheme of things, a ban on drone services isn't really as important of a deal as some of the atrocities that are going around worldwide. I understand, but it just goes to show that the effects of world politics are being felt by people such as me who make money flying drones. DJI has the monopoly on the market. There's really not many other good alternatives. There's a lot of people that use off-brand drones, but most of those are Chinese as well. The American ones are basically considered toys next to the Chinese counterparts. I encourage you to educate yourself on the matter before investing in a new drone. If you have a drone, just hold what you got, and let's hope that something can be worked out, because DJI is a really good product and I'd hate to see them go. I don't really care if the Chinese have footage of the beautiful landscapes that I have captured on my drone or the work I've gotten for clients. There's information out there everywhere with surveillance, computers, satellites, wireless communications. We just have to accept the fact that information is going to be taken. So I'll leave it at that. My name is Alexander Jawfox. I hope this has been at least somewhat informative and got you thinking a little bit about what to do next if you're planning on purchasing a drone. I'll catch you in the next video. One of the things about being a creative is not just creating content, but creating solutions for when problems arise. We as creatives are inherently adaptive with our ability to create where a solution is needed.